For years, every Dallas Cowboys offseason has come with the same question. Is this finally the year things are truly different? Cowboys fans have heard that promise before. But heading into the 2026 NFL season, there are real, measurable reasons why this conversation feels different. The biggest sign came straight from Dak Prescott, who openly praised the new level of urgency shown by owner and general manager Jerry Jones after another aggressive offseason. Following the Cowboys' second training camp practice in Oxnard, California, Prescott made it clear that this isn't just another year of optimistic talk. He believes the organization is finally matching the championship mindset that players have been waiting to see for years. And with training camp now underway, Dallas enters one of its most important seasons in recent franchise history. For nearly 3 decades, the Cowboys have often relied on developing talent through the NFL draft while avoiding the kind of blockbuster moves that regularly reshape championship contenders. Jerry Jones frequently defended that strategy by emphasizing long-term salary cap flexibility and building through young players. While that approach produced talented rosters, it also coincided with one of the longest Super Bowl droughts in franchise history. As expectations continued to rise each season, fans became increasingly skeptical that the organization would ever fully embrace an aggressive, win-now philosophy. That perception has changed dramatically during the 2026 offseason. Instead of taking a conservative approach, Dallas has made a series of major roster moves designed to strengthen both sides of the football. The Cowboys first acquired standout wide receiver George Pickens, giving Dak Prescott another explosive playmaker alongside an already talented offensive group. The front office didn't stop there. Additional roster changes brought proven defensive stars into the building, signaling that the organization is willing to invest heavily in building a championship-caliber roster, while Prescott remains in his prime. Among the biggest additions are 3-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Kenny Clark, All-Pro defensive lineman Quinnen Williams, and Pro Bowl edge rusher Rashawn Gary. Dallas also made another bold decision during the 2026 NFL Draft by trading up to select highly regarded safety Caleb Downs with the 11th overall pick. Each move reflects a clear commitment to improving one of the team's biggest priorities, building a faster, stronger, and more disruptive defense capable of competing with the NFL's elite offenses. Speaking after practice, Dak Prescott acknowledged exactly what those moves represent. He explained that after spending more than a decade with the Cowboys, he has witnessed a noticeable change in the organization's mindset. Prescott said watching Jerry Jones continue searching for ways to improve the roster sends a powerful message throughout the entire building. According to the veteran quarterback, when ownership demonstrates that level of commitment, every player feels responsible for matching that urgency on the field. Prescott's comments centered around one simple but powerful idea: urgency. He explained that life and football offers no guarantees about tomorrow. Instead of waiting for another opportunity, he believes teams should maximize every chance they have today. That philosophy appears to perfectly align with the Cowboys' recent roster decisions. Rather than protecting future flexibility, Dallas is prioritizing its current championship window while one of the franchise's most accomplished quarterbacks is still leading the offense. That sense of urgency becomes even more understandable when considering Prescott's career timeline. Entering his 11th NFL season, the veteran quarterback has already accomplished many individual milestones. He has earned Pro Bowl recognition, established himself as one of the league's most productive passers, and helped Dallas remain a consistent playoff contender for much of his career. Yet one achievement continues to define the conversation surrounding both Prescott and the Cowboys: reaching and winning a Super Bowl. Prescott addressed that expectation directly. He made it clear that he has no interest in avoiding conversations about championships. In fact, he welcomed them. He explained that growing up, he dreamed of becoming the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, and after achieving that goal, he sees no reason to lower expectations now. If he believes this team is capable of competing for a Super Bowl, then he wants to be judged by that same standard. It was a confident statement, but one rooted in accountability rather than hype. The front office's aggressive approach extends beyond player acquisitions. Dallas also made a significant coaching decision by hiring Christian Parker as defensive coordinator. At just 34 years old, Parker arrives after working with the division rival Philadelphia Eagles, receiving his first opportunity to coordinate an NFL defense. Instead of choosing a veteran coach, simply because of familiarity or experience, the Cowboys handed the position to one of football's rising defensive minds and allowed him significant freedom in assembling his coaching staff. That decision represents another example of organizational change. Rather than relying exclusively on familiar names or established coaching resumes, Dallas appears increasingly willing to embrace fresh ideas and modern approaches. The combination of young coaching talent and experienced veteran players could provide a new identity for a defense expected to play a major role throughout the upcoming season. Training camp naturally brings optimism across the league every summer, but inside the Cowboys organization, there appears to be an added layer of accountability. Every roster move carries higher expectations because of the investments already made. Players understand that management has shown confidence in this group by aggressively pursuing proven talent. Now the responsibility shifts onto the locker room to translate those off-season decisions into victories once the regular season begins. Of course, none of these moves guarantee success. The NFL remains one of the most competitive leagues in professional sports, and every season brings unexpected challenges. Chemistry must develop. New teammates must adapt quickly. Coaches must implement new systems effectively. Injuries can alter even the strongest rosters. Winning consistently requires execution every week, regardless of how impressive an offseason appears on paper. Still, the Cowboys have undeniably positioned themselves differently than they have in many recent seasons. Instead of asking fans for patience while developing future talent, the organization has assembled a roster designed to compete immediately. That aggressive mindset alone has changed the conversation surrounding America's team as training camp continues. The pressure will naturally increase because expectations have increased as well. Every victory will reinforce the belief that Dallas made the right decisions. Every setback will raise questions about whether the aggressive strategy was enough. That's simply the reality that comes with building a roster expected to compete for championships rather than merely playoff appearances. For Jerry Jones, this offseason may represent one of the boldest stretches of roster building during his long tenure leading the franchise. For Dak Prescott, it represents another opportunity to pursue the championship that has remained just out of reach throughout his career. And for Cowboys fans, it offers something they have been waiting to see for years, an organization that appears determined to maximize the present instead of simply preparing for the future. As training camp continues in Oxnard, every practice carries added importance. Coaches are evaluating new combinations, veterans are building chemistry with recently acquired teammates, and young players are competing for valuable roster spots. Every rep helps shape what Dallas hopes will become one of the most complete teams in the NFL when Week 1 arrives.